This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Connect PNG discussed in Parliament today. Vote of no confidence on the Supreme Court. And Redison Blue Hotel to be 40% PNG owned. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Member for Yalibu Pangia Peter O'Neill directed questions to the Minister for Works and Highways, Solan Mirisim, and Prime Minister James Marape on the Connect PNG program. O'Neill questioned the Connect PNG contracts that have been already awarded to contractors and worth around 3.5 million kina. He asks Prime Minister James Marape to clarify these contracts and why they are awarded, particularly to these contractors.
Member for Yalibu Pangia Peter O'Neill sought the government's clarification on the Connect PNG program.
Mr. Speaker, as you know, in recent times I have issued a public statement on this particular program, stating that we do support the program and its intentions. But, Mr. Speaker, the only issue is about the spending spree, the procurement process, and the manner in which this particular program is being managed by his department.
Mr. O'Neill proceeded to present on the floor of Parliament the information from confidential documents given to him by an unnamed reliable source, proving that his questions are in order.
Mr. Speaker, I have received a copy of the IFMS records from Finance, which say that over the last 30 months, this program has spent $1.933364 billion kina, sorry, Mr. Speaker. Almost 2 billion kina has been spent so far. I have a list of checks here, check numbers, contract numbers, vouchers that has been paid to different companies under this program, Mr. Speaker.
O'Neill stated that the funds allocated for the Connect PNG contracts rightfully belong to the people of the country, therefore should be accounted for clearly.
Mr. Speaker, why we are asking that question is that the program itself is good, except that money is being spent on things that we don't know about. Mr. Speaker, there is abuse of trust and confidence of the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, I simply ask the Minister to answer these questions.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister or the Minister to answer these questions truthfully and factually with the records that they have.
Upon response to these questions, PM Marape confirmed that the named contracted companies are not owned by him, and all presented information by the former Prime Minister be given to the responsible authorities to deal with accordingly.
Present the reports to ICAC, present the reports to police, present the report to Ombudsman. All our leaders' declarations is before Ombudsman. Present them. I never sat in Cabinet giving contract to a company that is owned by myself. We have a new process in Cabinet. There's a process of voting under my leadership in Cabinet. We don't unilaterally disclose or declare what is happening, and we sit and preside over the matter.
PM Marape also stated that a statement will be given by the Minister for Works and Highways at a later time regarding O'Neill's questions. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Maiden Member of Parliament for the new Lagaip Open, Amos Joseph raised a series of questions on the floor of Parliament today in relation to the current status of the new Porgera mine.
In his series of questions, the MP expressed this.
Plenty, I know the agreement and negotiations have concluded, but I have never seen the mine in operation.
To this, the mining minister, Mugua Dilu, responded.
You got all power transmission lines that have all been put down. Now, 2 road access is going to along power mine, and Department of Works need to clearing before power commencing production. At this stage, now only work on cleaning mine, and they are in the process of ramping up production, which will power in full production by producing 500,000 ounces of gold, and we plan anticipating full production in the first quarter, later in the first quarter or second quarter.
The MP for Lagaip also inquired on the benefit sharing of the mine, especially with the recent split of the Porgera and Lagaip districts. To this, the mining minister responded.
You go along side long benefit sharing, and we talk about 36% in Bogota State were Kumu minerals by Olim, 15% go along Enga provincial government and the landowners, and the landowner compensation agreement is still in negotiation stage. That will be concluded anytime soon, and we hope to get the mine production up and running in full production.
The Lagaip MP further asked this.
After the closure of the mine, we have a Porgera maintenance operation going on right after the closure of mine. So it's still going on now. So I want to know at whose cost is the mine maintenance operation still going on, and if it's tied to the agreement, who is responsible to pay for that?
To this, the mining minister said he will revert after consultation with his department. Natasha Voy, National, MTV News.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Mining, Mugua Dilu, commended the Marape Rosso government for negotiating what he put as the best deal for PNG in terms of benefits from the new Porgera and Wafigolpu mines.
51% for the state, 36% and by Kumu minerals, only on behalf of the state. 15% and by along Porgera and the provincial government or landowners. One kind passing to Marape government negotiating good better deal along Wafi project along Morobe mine, along Morobe. 30% by along state, where number 20% and by 21% and by coming in the form of different benefits along social sustainability, infrastructure development grants, basic grants, Nakan also. So good luck. Congratulations, Mipla commending Marape government along negotiating better deal for the state.
As the 18th-month grace period for Marape Rosso government ceased yesterday and vote of no confidence becomes allowable, people have expressed their views regarding the performance of the current government in the last 18 months.
The acting Speaker of Parliament had confirmed that he had received the presentation of the motion of the vote of no confidence by the opposition yesterday. In accordance with the law, the Private Business Committee have met today to vet the notice of the motion of the vote of no confidence upon the technical requirements of the Section 145 of the Constitution and the standing orders. As the motion is before the PBC, this newsroom was out on streets getting the views of the public regarding the performance of the current government in the last 18 months.
But now I'm almost 3 years in Mistana. 4 years in Mistana. I'm almost 3 years left staff. 3 years left staff. So this la job I'm not creating. Job employment I'm not creating. Now I'm kind of me now that me Pensi college to me now me come pine work staff. But now I'm work no staff.
Price block I am going up. Na me blow. Olman oglo chimbara pure price to go on top. Na price flow over centinem go on top. Price flow clothes na over centinem go on top. So now I'm mipla one bill was him. Or magim Allen Bet semino Prime Minister, but them all people all magim was him on the candidate the Prime Minister. And mipla one bill.
Sharon Engnui, National, MTV News.
A Supreme Court reference was filed today questioning the legality of the vote of no confidence on behalf of the state. This matter is now before the Supreme Court.
The Parliament today convened the first session at 10 this morning. The sitting was then adjourned to 2 p.m. for the special committee to make a decision on the motion of vote of no confidence that was moved yesterday. However, a Supreme Court reference was filed to stop the vote of no confidence by Jamal lawyers on behalf of the state. This Supreme Court reference questions the legality of the vote of no confidence and the constitutionality surrounding the appointment of the alternate Prime Minister, which in this case is the ECP Governor Alan Bird. Until and unless this case is removed from the Supreme Court, the Speaker of Parliament will have to entertain any vote of no confidence on the floor of Parliament. The matter is now before the Supreme Court for further directions. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Managing Director for Redison Hotels, Lachlan Hoswell, has met with the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, for further plans of inspection and to meet with local investors. The partnership by Redison Blue and Paga Hill Development Company in the year 2023 was to build an international Redison Blue branded hotel by this year. Ministry of International Trade and Investment has welcomed the Managing Director for Redison Hotels Australasia, Lachlan Hoswell, with Paga Hill Estate Chairman in Port Moresby, the capital city of Papua New Guinea. Chairman of Paga Hill Estate, Peter Budge, has explained on the major investment of the hotel at Paga Hill in Port Moresby.
And we wanted to have him with us when we went and saw those local investors, and to reassure them that not only is the hotel and residential precinct going ahead, and that's an investment of about 840 million kina, but we've already started planning for a very, very large mall on the site, which we believe is quite opportune because it will be a very, very secure place for a lot of the retailers in Moresby to rebuild and re-establish themselves.
Redison Hotel, being the second largest hotel in the world, has eyed its investment in the Pacific, and Port Moresby is no exception that the big hotel is progressing its construction.
So, Redison itself, we're a large group, part of the second largest global hotel group, owned by a company called Jingjiang out of China. We've got Redison itself, circa 1,600 hotels globally, and we're really excited to be bringing Redison Blue, our flagship brand, to Paga Hill and to Port Moresby.
The construction phase and final stages timeline was stated by the Managing Director of Paga Hill Estate, Gudmundur Fredriksson.
We have been dealing with the building board in relation to the casino. All of the building materials for the temporary casino are on site and have been for 2 years. But it's taken us over 2 years to get to physical planning. We have physical planning approval. We had a preliminary building board meeting finally with the building board in December. And we are hoping that there will be a meeting this month that will finally grant us the approval. And that we will then actually start construction 2 weeks or so after that.
On behalf of the government, Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, commended both the Paga Hill Estate and major investor Redison Hotel, stating it is an ambitious investment for the country.
This will be one of the most ambitious investments that will really start to set Port Moresby apart as a city in the region and globally. So we are really excited. I want to assure our investors that you have been given a special economic zone license, and once you have your JV, a company all sorted out, you will basically be getting what we call a locators license. meaning that you will benefit from the fiscal package that has been offered to all the locators, not only yourselves, but everyone that invests in. For us, I want to just impress on the chairman, people don't want to hear the talk anymore. Government doesn't want to hear the talk. We want to see action, we want to see machines moving, buildings going up, and we want to see Papua New Guineans employed and opportunities created for everyone.
The president of Papua New Guinea Teachers Association, Aita Sanankepe, has called on the Teaching Service Commission to pay retired teachers their retirement entitlements.
Sanankepe highlighted PNGTA is aware that most teachers in the country have not been paid their retirement entitlements to date. He said teachers spend 90% of their lives serving the country by providing the children of this nation with an education.
Before you retire, teacher, good pula time no good. That teacher made this country, gave what she had or he had to young generation. Now time you may retire him all. We make sure that all his entitlements must be given at the same time.
He further stated that this matter will be brought to the attention of the National Education Board and the Teaching Service Commission to be addressed accordingly. Sanankepe stressed that teachers are the backbone of a country, and these very people nurture, teach and raise children to become useful in the society. Moreover, he further appealed to the TSC that when retiring teachers, a budget has to be put in place to cater for their final entitlements.
Matter up to the National Education Board. And also I will sit with the Teaching Commission down and will do. Before a teacher retired, we must get all their privilege entitlements prepared. As we retire them, say thank you, these are your packets.
Gladys Gila, National Emtv News.
PNG Christian Professional Network Inc., in reference to the recent statement published on one of the dailies on blessing for same-sex marriage, has stated that same-sex marriage is immoral and should not be accepted and practiced in Papua New Guinea. The statement was made today in Port Moresby.
PNG Christian Professional Network Inc. disassociate with the Catholic Church's position as their views don't represent the views of other churches in PNG. More than 95% of PNG population is made up of Christians. The view on blessing same-sex marriage in PNG is not a view that is embraced by all Christians in PNG, says the Chief Executive Officer of PNG CPN.
And we embrace the Word of God, regardless of what anybody is saying or what the media or what the West is saying. We still believe that the Word is the ultimate truth that guides all our moral decisions. Is all guided by the Word, not by any person or any ideology. Cannot replace the Word. There, I think, one very important point from the Bible is that same-sex marriage is a sin. Same-sex marriage is also criminal in nature. How can you bless, if you want to bless same-sex, then you have to bless a criminal who is a murderer, you have to bless it. A rapist, you have to bless it. At least any, act that is criminal in nature, we must embrace all.
Operations Manager of PNG CPN, Asaya Ano, calls on those few individuals who practice such same-sex marriage to repent.
They must come under the grace of God and receive guidance and counseling from our churches and come out of that bondage. So our churches are also providing that avenue so that they can come out of that bondage and then repent and then they can live normal lives.
PNG CPN calls on the government to make more awareness on this matter to educate the people that this is against the Bible and the law of this country. Esther Gane, National Emtv News.
A main concern for the country what transpired on the 10th of January this year, famously dubbed Black Wednesday. The deputy opposition leader, James Nomane, raised concern on this during today's parliament sitting.
Expressing that the dubbed Black Wednesday was indeed a dark day for PNG, the deputy opposition leader and member for Chuave, James Nomane, stressed how such a mayhem should not repeat. The leader further went on to state this, calling on the sacking of the minister responsible for the police, that being the Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamalili Jr.
Yeah, Honourable, my question is, this all emanated from total economic mismanagement. How we budgeted, how we failed to take care of the police, how we failed to administer the budget in the Treasury and Finance. So can he also extend that and sack the police minister? Thank you.
With the session being pressed for time, the acting Speaker of Parliament, Connie Iguan, states this.
Honourable members, as the Parliament resumes tomorrow, I will allow the Prime Minister to respond to the question raised by the Deputy Opposition Leader.
Natasha Ovoy, National, MTV News.
During the parliament sitting yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape mentioned that the cabinet is set to decide this week on the assistance package for businesses affected during the 10th January mayhem. He addressed this whilst providing an update on the floor of Parliament, revealing that reports received state a total loss of 480 million kina.
Prime Minister James Marape, during the Parliament sitting, said that the paper has been put forth to the National Executive Council for its deliberation to approve. The Prime Minister apologized for the losses.
I did apologize to members of our business community, those who are presently facing loss of employment, the business community who are facing loss of business.
The Prime Minister revealed that there is an administrative investigation that has also been completed with a report on the way to Cabinet, and he intends to look into the entire police operation.
I did inform them that government has a paper prepared to come to Cabinet. We are almost there. In fact, we were in Cabinet this morning, but time ran out of us for the Cabinet to be concluded.
Having said that, the Business Council of PNG, Treasurer Courtney Bostridge, during the PM14 Back to Business meeting breakfast, stated that they await to see results.
PM, we look forward to seeing these plans and actions you've mentioned today come to fruition and hearing more about the support package to be announced.
Claire Mauta, National MTV News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The kina closed lower at 0.2666 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying 0.2591 US dollars, 0.3987 Australian dollars, 0.2344 euro, 38.74 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance have initiated a consultation commencing in Mount Hagen today to amend the Public Service Management Act. This was revealed by the Silag Chief Executive Officer, Michael Barobe, in Port Moresby yesterday.
CEO Barobe revealed that consultation is currently underway in Mount Hagen and indicated that on the 20th of this month, they will have consultation in Port Moresby. He further elaborates on the main objective of the consultative meeting.
It's a consultative workshop to get the views, ideas
of the people at the provincial administration, because we'll be amending the Public Service Management Act so that recruitment in the public service to be a government employee or public servant is through a certification from PILAC or Silag.
Mr. Barrobe revealed that after the workshop, they will make submission to the Parliament, adding that when this becomes a law, every public servant will be required to have a certificate offered by Silag.
Meet them, then we'll submit to Parliament for endorsement as a law. Then when it becomes law, any public servants in the country has to be certified by this institution to be a public servant. Even the teachers, community health workers, nurses. If you want to be on the Alaska payroll, government payroll, and a government employee, you must know the government, how it works. You have to know the government, how it works. So that's the qualification that we want to provide here. And so that appointments in the public service can be done systematically. Yeah. Someone who knows the job is appointed to that position, rather than getting someone, you just feed them for the convenience. That would be off the past. So those are things that we are doing to help the reform public service in this country. Yeah.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
A 40-bed accommodation have been presented to the University of Papua New Guinea School of Medicine and Health Sciences for the female students yesterday in Port Moresby. This is an Australian government-funded initiative through an incentive fund grant. The accommodation will cater for 40 women students, including persons living with disability.
The building was commissioned and opened by Australia's newly arrived Eye Commissioner John Fakes. In attendance to witness this was Secretary of National Department of Health, Dr. Osborne Liko, Secretary of the Department of National Planning and Monitoring, Connie Samuel, and representatives from the university. This designed student accommodation will provide a safe and supportive environment to ensure more women students live and study well on campus. The university anticipates that such developments will boost more students to choose to become doctors and clinical practitioners through proper study at the campus. The facility comes with lounge areas, solar-heated hot water systems and kitchens. Gladys Killer, National Emtv News.
The community of Nabilia local level government in the Western Highlands province has appealed to the government to fix the road that was completely blocked off by landslips earlier last week.
Following the landslip at Nabilia in Western Highlands Province, the Ward Councillor Paul Combe called on the government to fix the road as soon as possible, as this has affected their daily routines.
Amos 1 kilometer, 2 also stop half him brook finish. I think all member belong on Southern Islands, Helena. Wabek, Hagen, two blood. West Islands, people look stops and this line on the line long Highlands region and Bigler Road.
The national highway is completely blocked off, where it has cut off part of Tambul Nabilia district in Western Highlands province and the whole of Southern Highlands and Hela provinces.
Now, Baxala and people like Plano High School or some Powerbook Center School, outside like Kaupan and Wallamon, Godan or some Southern Islands, plan a line by Mubico Cam about. Plan or company too, Mubico Camna.
However, the councillor confirmed that the road is free and people can still walk across. Esther Gane, National Emtv News.
The legal year was officially opened for the Highlands region, arm of the judiciary in Walume in the Imbongo district of Southern Highlands province.
A combined legal year for the Highlands region was officially opened at Walume in the Imbongo district of the Southern Highlands province last week. The opening was officiated by Chief Justice Segib Salika, the Deputy Chief Justice Ambeng Kandakasi, Minister for Justice and Attorney General Pila Niningi, who is also the local member for Imbongu, and accompanied by senior officials from the legal fraternity, including judges, lawyers, chief magistrates, the Chief Ombudsman Commissioner, lawyers, and members of the disciplinary forces. Opening the legal year, the Chief Justice of Papua New Guinea, Sir Gibbs Salika, said this when giving his speech.
For the Highlands region, and it's good to see you, lawyers, who will be participating in this role in the work of the courts in the Highlands region. We have a tough job ahead of us, but as the pastor said, we need to build a house. We need to rely on God to take us through, and that is why we are bringing this service here, so that God can bless our work during the course of the year, and that God will take us through until the end of the year.
Minister Niningi shared that the rule of law must be upheld.
Attorney General, Minister looking face for you. Mr. asking also asking long. Brief out. You blow logs and all man close to 2 blood, 3 blood man or some or man blow me or brother blow me. That's why you blow not blow or lawyers, you blow beginning blow me. Me like you blow 1 blood longer and you blow me like you blow and stand up strong. Lawyering work is an important job.
The legal opening for the Highlands region was witnessed by prominent lawyers and judges from the National Court in Port Moresby, but also by other lawyers and the legal fraternity in the Highlands region. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, during the combined Highlands region legal year opening, Minister for Justice and Attorney General and local member for Imbongu, Pila Niningi, announced the appointment of 5 new judges.
4 new expatriate judges and 1 female national judge have been appointed by the Judicial Legal Service Commission, while 5 other existing judges will face disciplinary action for breaching the law.
We have appointed 5 new judges. 4 of them are expatriates, 1 national. So we don't appoint recklessly or we don't put anybody. But we believe that these are 4 judges are already, 2 or 3 are already judges, but they wanted to serve in our jurisdiction. So.
Minister Niningi said that judges that breach the law by reserving decisions on cases for more than 6 months will face disciplinary from the JLSC.
Legal Services Commission has written right and made a decision that the reserved judgments for the existing judges, we have giving them notice that they will have 6 months within which to deliver judgments.
The legislation for the increased number of judges from 40 to 60 was tabled in Parliament in November of 2023, but the process involved is long. Minister Niningi advised the name of the judges will be released at a later date. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Trai Sports. Stay with us.
Trai Sports.
Welcome to Trai Sports. Cricket PNG Chief Executive Officer Richard Don announced the Kumul Petroleum PNG 16 squad to tour India, Oman and Malaysia.
The 16-man squad are Asadola Vala, who is the team captain, Tony Ura, Lega Siaka, Kipling Doriga, Sese Bau, Charles Joran Amini, Hiri Hiri, Nomen Vanwa, Sema Kamea, Nosaina Pokana, Kabua Vagi Morea, Ale Nao, Hila Vera, Jack Gardner, Chad Sopa, and John Carrico. The 16-man squad was selected by Cricket PNG National Selection Panel in consultation with the head coach and assistant coaches. James Guken, Trai Sports.
In the Barramundi squad of 16 men, there's a rising star named John Carrico, hailing from Hanwabada.
At just 20 years old, Carrico signs as both a bowler and a batter, ready to make his mark on the cricket scene.
Tisla tuwas on program leading up to World Cup at big playing Domilo coincide the World Cup team now go perform at that stage.
With upcoming matches in India, Oman, and Malaysia, he is determined to showcase his skills on the international stage.
Goal Blomi side look cricket them no play hard as me can stop go in a political line kamantap na teaching mo lonem something mo learning now inside lo team na. So mila make sure se mi okay mo isla all the league time do inside one all time all asad line stop now isla big boy stop mila make him use isla time when we stop inside na a maximum sometimes league good idea blow game lo line all come up stop.
Beyond his own ambitions, Carrico is passionate about inspiring younger athletes to see cricket as a promising sport worth pursuing. James Guken, Trai Sports.
Trai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trai Sports.
You're watching Trai Sports. FX Business Center, the authorized dealer for Fujifilm devices in PNG and a business unit under Remington Group, presented a sum of 12,500 kina to East Coast Football Club to support the club's football initiatives.
In receiving the check, East Coast Football Club President Shannon Andrew mentions that the club was established in 2018 and aims to nurture young talents pursuing soccer as a career.
That's kind of the pathway that we're linking junior development into the senior teams, rather than having this gap and then having kids getting to the high schools and say, hey, okay, I want to play soccer, and then get into the youth teams, because there's no school soccer. Yeah? So we've taken, because of the absence of school soccer for I think the last 5 or 6 years, we've recognized that as an opportunity to jump in. And I think people in business should understand that first to the table always dominates.
During the presentation, Remington Group Chief Executive Officer Peter Goodwin emphasized that it's not just about football, but also about community development.
We look for opportunities where we're going to be able to make a difference. And so when you heard Shannon talking earlier, he's very passionate about East Coast. He's passionate about the game, but he's also passionate about seeing growth in Papua New Guineans. And that's the kind of opportunity that we look for. And even when we became involved with the women's national team last year.
James Guken, Trai Sports.
And that ends Trai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trai Sports. Trai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, cloudy with chances of brief showers and drizzles. Daru, cloudy with possible showers. Kerema, partly cloudy with brief showers possible. Alatau, some showers. Popondetta, partly cloudy with possible showers. In the Momase region, Lay City, cloudy with possible few showers and drizzles. Madang, partly cloudy with brief showers. Wewak and Vanimo, partly cloudy with possible brief showers and drizzles. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Kavieng, partly cloudy with brief showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with brief showers. Kimbe, partly cloudy with brief showers. Boka, cloudy with brief showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with few afternoon, evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with showers and possible thunderstorms. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to KY Islands, to Karama, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Islands, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3.0 meters. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.0 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finschhafen, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Finschhafen through VTS Strait to CSC Long Islands, seas 1.0 to 2.0 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Long Island to Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Waters of West New Britain to East New Britain to New Ireland, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Bougainville, seas 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Coral seas is moderate with patches of rough over western sector, west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots over western sector. Solomon seas is light to moderate, west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck seas is light to moderate, northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean seas moderate, northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, the 14th of February 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.